Hey guys, it's Nate, aka TheFutAccountant. Welcome back to the channel. Happy Friday. It looks like EA's trying to keep things interesting as we move on from the Foot Birthday promo and begin the Festival of Football Answer the Call promo today. I say that for two reasons. First of all, they already dropped a crafting SBC and objective in the name of this new promo. And second of all, it sounds like there is another massive evolution coming today. We thought the Evos would maybe not be as good after the great ones we've had during Full Birthday, but it looks like that may not be the case. We might have a really big Evo today. We're going to talk about that, how it might impact prices on the market, and we'll preview everything you need to know about this new promo coming today. But before we talk about that, we got to take a look back at yesterday's content. EA put a pack in the store that gives Team of the Year cards, and not just like a 1% chance, a 23% chance at packing a Team of the Year. Yes, you heard that correctly. It is crazy. EA's chasing the bag, a very EA thing to do. And with all this going on, we already mentioned some market. We're going to have to discuss Full Birthday prices because they're going to be a hot topic today. Some of them are dropping right now with some panic on the market. Let's take a look at it, guys. If you're excited for this promo today and everything else is going on, drop a thumbs up on the video, hype the video, and subscribe if you are new. Now, let's talk about that content from yesterday on Thursday. Thursdays are usually pretty quiet, right? Well, not yesterday. First of all, we have a nice free Evo. I say it's nice. It's okay. It's called Party Exit, right? EA's playing on the end of the Foot Birthday promo here with a 20 times repeatable max 87 only evolution that gives dribbling +3 up to 94 technical, quick step, and trickster base playstyle. So it's actually pretty good for chains, but that dribbling stat boost there is a bit deceiving because when you see that, you're like, oh my goodness, I can take somebody all the way up to 94 face stat dribbling, but that's not actually the case. Guys, this is the in-game dribbling stat. When you click into the attributes on the dribbling line, that is the second from the bottom. That dribbling stat is what you can take to 94. It does play into the overall dribbling stat on the top of the card, but when we first saw this yesterday, we were like, oh my gosh, 94 dribbling is crazy. It's actually not a 94 base stat dribbling on the card, but it still is a good Evo. To be honest, 94 is a pretty high cap, and I think that dribbling stat is weighted pretty well inside of the actual dribbling stat itself. So I think with the playstyles there and being 20 times repeatable, that is a solid free Evo. It's out for 9 days. Again, I maybe you wish it was max 88 instead of max 87, but I think it is still solid. Now, for yesterday's SBCs, we had a couple good things, a couple things to really skip over. The first thing's good. 1 of 3, 89 plus Foot Birthday Team 2 player pick. This is one that we expected to come out, our last big chance before Foot Birthday Team 2s go out of packs with a new SBC. Now, granted, we're going to be able to do this SBC every couple of days for the next 2 weeks. You can see it's out for 2 more weeks, so it's not the end of Foot Birthday upgrade packs, and that's the case for multiple of these upgrade packs that are still going to be around. Team 2 guarantee max 89, still around for 7 days. Foot Birthday Team 2 upgrade, still refreshing every day for 8 more days. Even the 89 plus Team 2 pack is still around for 11 days as well. So the Foot Birthday packs are not going anywhere. We just got a player pick yesterday, and it is 3 squads, 85, 86, 87. So hey, this is maybe your best shot at getting a higher rated Foot Birthday Team 2 player if you're trying to chase after maybe the Claudia Pina or after the Paul Pogba. That is a good shot there. Nice one, GG's EA. Also yesterday we had marquee matchups and a Mitoma World Tour SBC. He is 5-star skills, 4-star weak foot, left mid, left wing, finesse, and first touch plus with decent play styles, and he's very cheap, only 50,000 coins to do. If you're a Brighton fan or Japanese, that is a good card there. Now, the best SBC that we had yesterday was definitely the crafting upgrade. This was not expected for us to get the crafting upgrade while Foot Birthdays are still in packs. It was nice though, right? Because you could start chipping away at this. If you had a bunch of gold, commons, and rares in your club, by the way, all you need is 1 rare and 5 commons to get this crafting SBC done. It's a 79 plus times 3 pack. And guys, here's what I tell you to do. I'm putting all of my common and rare golds under 80 rated into this crafting objective first. I'm not doing player picks right now at the moment because I want to get the extra packs that you get for completing the objective. Now, I've opened 40 or so of the 79 by 3s. As you can see here, just from my club alone, I got 45 of these crafting SBCs done, and I didn't really pack. I packed one Foot Birthday 87 rated. Like, I didn't pack a whole lot of fodder. I think the 80 plus player picks are better than the actual crafting upgrade itself, but try these out. And I would do this objective. I would do 100 completions of the crafting upgrade before continuing to do player picks, just because even though the objective reward packs here for the crafting objective aren't that great, it's still extra packs. And 85 by 5 and 85 by 3, 84 by 5, some of the best packs in here for completing it 100 times. A group reward of an 86 by 5. So again, it's not crazy, but I think it's worth doing for those extra objective packs and the fact that it does require less rares. So make sure if you're trying to figure out how to get this SBC done or how to get all the golds for that, make sure you're doing the provisions SBC every single day. It is set to expire today at content. I think there's going to be another one that they will give us, but you don't even have to just do that. You got to make sure you also do the daily common and rare gold upgrades that are still here. They're out for 20 more days. These are a must complete. Those daily SBCs every single day is going to help you get that crafting objective and SBC set done very, very quickly. So one more thing to mention in objectives from yesterday's content would be SP. Of course, we're at the beginning of this new season, so it's not like they're giving out a lot of SP right now, but you can see here the weekly play refreshed, the weekly objectives refreshed, and some of those other like manager, player, club, career objectives refreshed as well to give you some more opportunities for season points. Now, the big story from yesterday's content, guys, was actually a store pack. There was a pack added to the code a couple of days ago that mentioned giving team of the years inside of a player pick that the pack gives. Now, I would show you this pack in my store, but I spent 1.1 million coins yesterday opening up this pack. Guys, it's called the Recency Bias Pack. It's 550,000 coins. Don't open the wrong one because there's another pack in the store that's the incorrect one. Make sure if you're going to try this, coins only, by the way, it's $35 by itself of SC points. Not worth it because it is a big gamble. But for 550,000 coins, you are getting a 23% chance of a team of the year. That is the actual pack odds. And after opening a bunch of these yesterday on stream, there's a chance of getting a team of the year. I packed Endler from doing 1.1 million coins, 2 of these player picks. Obviously, that's a 200K card. The other card that I got was Nico Paz. Not very great. So was it worth it for me? No. But as you can see, some people hit the jackpot with a lot of crazy cards. And these player picks were very fun to watch yesterday and very fun to do. But once again, it is a huge gamble. But it's just crazy that EA dropped a player pick in the store for 550,000 coins. By the way, I'm pretty sure this player pick expires today. Like, it only had a 24-hour time frame that it was going to be out. As you can see here in this screenshot, right? Limit user 2, and it was only out for a day. It's crazy that EA is chasing the bag like this. That's what it feels like. You know, EA made so much money off of releasing that player pick yesterday because of the FOMO, right? Oh my goodness, you have a chance at packing a team of the year. And actually 23% chance. I don't think that was a glitch. I think that was on purpose to actually sell packs and to make money. But it seems a little bit snaky, right? That's just how it feels. EA is going to EA, dropping a pack like that and giving us a chance at Team of the Year. But that's why we trade. And that's why we have the coins to be able to go and do packs like that and picks like that if we do want to. So I'm just saying, if you're seeing people talk about Team of the Year packs and Team of the Year's back in packs, it is true. EA did give people a chance at packing Team of the Years yesterday, albeit a 23% chance, which again is, as we said, is higher than we thought it should be. Some people thought it was a glitch right away when it first came out. I don't think it is. It still says 23%. And as you see the pack weight here, there was a decent number of people packing Team of the Years. It definitely seemed like just a thing where they were trying to go after some money, and kind of the sticker shock of like, oh my gosh, Team of the Year cards are back in packs in some sort of way since the first time since Team of the Year. That is just wild. So it's definitely a classic sneaky EA move to get more money. But it is pretty cool on the other hand, if you do want to try it out, if you have a lot of coins to go for it. And if you want to trade your way back up, because that's what I tell you to do, guys. If you're going to open this player pick, make sure you have enough coins to trade your way back up as well, to be able to get your coins recouped from opening those player picks. Some people are asking, Nate, would this make Team of the Year prices crash? The answer to that is no, because that player pick is untradeable. Sure, you're having people buy that pick with coins, and that's, draining some coins from the market. But, most people yesterday were not packing a ton of Team of the Years. There was maybe just a quick little bit of panic selling on a couple of cards as people realized that Team of the Years were packable from the store. But at this point, it did not seem like it was going to impact the market very much. And again, the cards you're getting from this were untradeable. By the way, I wondered if Endler was good. No. Team of the Year keeper, not good. Can tell you that much. Don't have Donnarumma, but that Endler card was not very good. So if you're going to open that player pick, let me know down below in the comments. Or if you did open it, let me know what you got. But it is a gamble 100%. And it's one of those that's a very expensive gamble. You got to be very, very careful with it. But it still is crazy. The Team of the Years were back in a store pack. And guys, I wouldn't be surprised if EA refresh this store pack again. I mean, like we said, EA's going to EA. They're probably going to try to chase the bag. Once again, $35 a pack. I'm sure a lot of people were opening that yesterday, and it probably will come back. So if that's something that you're interested in, make sure you keep a watch out for that. I'm probably not going to spend any more of my coins on that because 1.1 million is enough. I got to trade and get those coins back up because it feels like I lost them in a certain way. Now, let's talk about the promo that is coming today on Friday. Festival of Football, Answer the Call. We know a lot about this promo already, right? We know the cards are live. They upgrade, but they're going to take a long time to upgrade. +1 overall and a third playstyle plus for upgrading. But guys, third playstyle pluses is going to be a topic of conversation today with this promo, and maybe not something that we have to wait for on one aspect of today's content. But first, this is the full leaked team. I'm going to have to zoom in. I don't even think the graphics are that great on this post here. So maybe do a quick screenshot or just a pause in the video if you want to take a closer look in on any of these cards. But this is the full team that we are expecting today. We've got, of course, the names we looked at before, like Javi Simons, Bellingham, Alvarez, Nico Williams, Conte is getting a nice looking card, Gravenberch getting a really good card right there. Julian Alvarez, as we said, Adeyemi, Stiller, Leroy Sané's getting in here, Rony Bardghji, Maguire. Some interesting cards, right? Some that I would like to pack. I'm personally not saving any packs for today, though. I mean, I think I'd rather pack a FUT birthday card than one of these. I don't think the pack weight's going to be super crazy for these cards today. We'll just have to find out and see. And once again, the +1 playstyle plus and +1 overall for these cards. We're going to look for the specific update details from EA today on how these cards upgrade, but it does seem like it is based around getting called up to the national team, which of course won't happen until the very end of May, and the official squads for the World Cup are announced on June 1st. So that's a huge thing, knowing that this promo is going to be giving us upgrades that don't happen for way down the line. And that actually really matters for the SBCs that will be coming out with this promo as well. Trent Alexander-Arnold and Cherokee, these are both official cards. We've looked at this leak. These are our top two options for SBCs today. It has not been confirmed as to who is going to drop either one of these cards or both of them. We're not sure. But of course, if you're going to do a card that's live, you hope for the upgrades to be somewhat soon. And well, it's going to be at least a month and a half until we get the upgrades for these players. It sounds like that could change if EA do adjust something with these upgrades, but we'll just have to wait and see what the official website says today on that. And that will really determine how hype a Trent Alexander-Arnold or a Ryan Cherokee card is. These cards do look good, as we've mentioned, but it's going to come down to the price, obviously. If EA overpriced these, which they've been doing a lot with player species recently, I mean, we've talked about this plenty, right? The Zé Roberto, the De Jong flashback that we had, even like the Icon species that we've had have been overpriced because fodder is super duper cheap. It just feels like so many squads of fodder we have to turn in. If that's how these feel, then SBCs are going to continue to feel mid. But there is that interesting aspect here of these cards being alive and upgrading. And I hope EA make them affordable, though, just especially with the hype of the World Cup starting to slowly build, and this being technically a World Cup related promo. Everything that says Festival of Football is kind of like a tie-in to the World Cup, and especially with how these cards upgrade, it is going to be related to the World Cup. Now, there is an outside chance that we could get the Johan Cruyff SBC today as well. I think this is more so a Saturday or a Sunday type of card, as we talked about in yesterday's video. That's going to be a very important SBC and one that shouldn't be too expensive. We should know how much he's going to cost, right? Around 400,000 coins, maybe a little bit less, because that's how much he is on the market. So that's one to watch out for, but there's no news on yet. Now, let's get to arguably the biggest news of the promo today. Guys, I don't know if you've heard any of the rumors or if you've seen the market move, but it looks like we're not done yet with max 89 rated evolutions, because if you take a look at some player prices on the market, even though there has not been a Evo tweet about a max 89 center mid or center defensive mid Evo yet, prices on the market have been flying, namely 89 rated Time Warp Paul Pogba. Yes, he's got a FUT birthday card in packs right now that a lot of people have been chasing, even purchasing him for 3 million coins plus and making him untradeable. Well, hello. He fits an Evo, and if it's going up and staying up in price like this, combined with some of the rumors that have been circling about this Evo as well, this looks like it could be a Bombazo type of Evo, guys. Look at Pogba, from 360,000 coins all the way up to 475. Actually, he's about 500,000 coins right now with a max price of 600K. There are a lot of max 88 and 89 rated midfielders moving. Even this Pavlovic is an 89 rated card from Bayern, from 90K yesterday up to 120,000 coins where he is now. Now, like I said, this has not been leaked yet, but the leakers are probably going to post the news today after this video goes live. Be watching out on Twitter. I'm sure there'll be news, but they've kind of been teasing something about it. After this crazy promo, referring to FUT birthday, he specified down here, only 3 playstyle plus evolutions will fit our new teams. Talking about how the bakery evos and the cards that we've created during this last 2 weeks of FUT birthday has really leveled up our squads. I would agree with that. My squad looks a lot different. Bernardo Silva, SBC, evos for players. You know, I got the R9 now in the squad. Shoot, I got a left back from an evo during this promo in my squad. There's Pacho. You know, most of my squad has been at least altered by this promo for sure. Evos or the bakery itself. So FUT Police is saying only 3 playstyle plus evos will fit our new teams. Another tweet from a leaker. What's everyone's favorite playstyle plus on midfielders? Everyone loves pinged and intercept. That's good to know. Couple more posts that he was mentioning Mohaps here on Twitter I want to really look into. Guys, what I'm trying to show here is it looks like maybe this Evo is 3 playstyle pluses. Would a 3 playstyle plus Evo even take FUT birthday midfielders out of people's teams? And this is where people are starting to speculate. And I'm starting to speculate too and read into this because we got multiple leakers not really saying 3 playstyle pluses, but hinting at it. And player prices on the market going up like crazy. And also other player prices dropping. Like there's a little bit of panic on the market. We're talking about these FUT birthday cards, right? The ones that look like they should only continue to go up in price as they're not going to be in packs anymore, yet the FUT birthday evos are still there and this concept is so fun. That to me signals that maybe those guys that know about this leak that haven't posted it yet because they're keeping that information behind closed doors for now. That's a whole other conversation, whether we like that or not. I think there is some panic for this promo. I think this Evo might actually be a 3 playstyle plus Evo. And that sounds crazy, but those are some of the rumors that are going around. Now, wait for this to be officially posted today. But if we're getting a 3 playstyle plus Evo, playstyles are still the most important thing in this game, right? That is absolutely wild if we are actually going to get that today. Number one, that's going to make midfielders like this Pogba go crazy in price. Other max 88 and 89 rated cards are going to jump up before content today as well. And that might be, as we always say, a good opportunity to still sell in the hype just because you never know. Think about what we've said for the last couple of evos that have been max 88 and max 89 rated. We all have so many cards that are in that rating that we haven't been able to evo yet. Like, look at Mike, I got so many 88 rated cards here that I would love to evo is so many different positions because we just started being able to boost up 88 and 89 rated players with good evolutions. Are all the 88s and 89s going to go up? The ones that are invested in for this Evo? Probably not. So you'd still want to sell in the hype even if this Evo is super crazy. But if this Evo is super crazy, it is going to make other midfielders and maybe the rest of the market take a hit. 3 playstyle pluses is something that like only team of the year cards have, really. And we were going to have to wait until the end of the season pass to get that Rivaldo, who's like the next 3 playstyle plus card that I think we've seen in this game. This would be a crazy, crazy, crazy Evo. Like really, really crazy. Of course, the stats matter, but 3 playstyle pluses, really, really crazy. So what I'd be careful with heading into content today, guys, would be midfielders. I actually had to sell a Tijani Reinders, this exact card, who I had bought for 1.1 million coins. I just ended up selling him for almost the same price that I bought him at because I did not want to risk this today. I started to get out of a couple of trades that I was doing as well. I made like 50K profit on a Rafael Leao. Not worth it at all. Bought him for 4 mil, hoping to sell him for 4.9, 4.4, selling for 4.9. Ended up just selling for 4.7 because I wanted to get out today because if these 3 playstyle plus Evo rumors are true, then that's going to hurt the market more than just here. It could be an expensive Evo, maybe cost 200,000 coins. That could hurt the market as well, and even make some of the FUT birthday cards drop a little bit more in price. We're going to talk about that in a second, but be very careful with midfielders. And I think what I'm going to say is be very careful with the market in general before content today, but after content today, holy smokes. That's why you can still trade though, guys. Look at that. 1.39 for Vieira. That's a crazy, crazy low bid price. After the content drop today, we'll figure out what this Evo looks like, and we'll be able to tell where the market's going to go. That does pertain to FUT birthday cards as well. But at least before content, if there are huge Evo leaks, and if I'm talking about all this and they're saying no, a 3 playstyle plus Evo is not coming out, then disregard maybe the panic tone or the worry that I have about this. But 3 playstyle plus is a big deal. So if it drops as an Evo today, that's going to be something that impacts the market. Now, before we talk about the rest of the content, we're going to get into a gameplay piece of content. There's one more thing I'm going to look at in terms of leaks, but with this new promo today, there is going to be 2 new leagues, the European League and the South American League. They both say 20 attempts left. It doesn't say it's a daily refreshing, like live event, but it says it's a league. And oftentimes when we have leagues like the World Tour Silver Superstars League, that is a fixed number of games. So I don't know what the rewards are going to be for this, if this is going to be more competitive or if it's going to be more chill, if there's going to be like a bonus reward or not. But there are some specific squad requirements here, guys. Make sure you at least look through your club today for this, because if the rewards are worth it, I don't know if player prices would move a whole lot, but they could, because you have to have 4 French or Spanish players, 4 German or Italian players, and 3 England or Netherlands players, and you have to have everybody 89 rated and below except for 3 cards in your squad. So like my main team here, with some bronzes on the bench for the gauntlet, will actually not work because I have too many 90 overall and above players for this. So this should be pretty easy to do and to fill out a squad for, but it all comes down to the rewards. Is it going to be worth playing or not? So that's one part of objectives that we'll be watching very closely today. Same thing for the South American League. You need Brazil, Argentina, Ecuador, Colombia, Uruguay, and Paraguay. I would definitely watch like Uruguay and Paraguay players, because not that you need a starting 11 player that's Uruguayan or Paraguayan. Like sure, you've got the Araujo who was just dropped. Maybe you have a Fede Valverde. But even like bronze and silver players from some of these nations, they might move up a little bit in price. That would sound crazy, but most people are probably going to have the cards in their club, but they might move some of the cheap ones on the market a little bit just because of fitting those squads there. And maybe even some of the other lower rated promo cards from those specific nations would at least be worth keeping an eye on today if you're interested in trading at all, because of those live events there, if the rewards are good. Now, one of the last leaks that I want to look at has to do with more store packs, because there was a bunch of store packs added yesterday, but it gives us a really good insight onto content upcoming this weekend, especially related to prices of FUT birthday cards. I know a lot of you guys have been wondering about that. Me too. I still have a couple of FUT birthday cards on my transfer list at the moment. First of all, I think this is the new provisions pack that we're going to get as an SBC today. So our old one's expiring, new one's going to be coming out. But here's one, birthday Evo goodie bag. This is another store pack that is going to contain not 1, but 2 evolutions inside of it. The Cake and Rash evolution, which was one of the best that we had during FUT birthday, and also the birthday fullback evolution are going to be inside of this pack, along with a 2 of 5 86 plus player pick. Now, if you don't remember the Cake and Rash Evo, that's the one that the live card of Marmouche actually still fits in. This was, I think, our first Evo of FUT birthday, a max 89 striker Evo that took you up to 93 pace, 90 shooting, and 90 dribbling. It was 125,000 coins, and it was a 5-star boosting Evo. Now, again, when you have these packs in the store, the Evos that you get from it do not have an expiration date. We saw this with like the Inside Edge Evo most recently a few weeks back. So that's a huge benefit to opening one of these store packs with an Evo or 2 inside of it, is the Evos don't expire. The fullback evolution is the one that I put Jordi Alba into. Ferland Mendy fits into this one as well and gets Intercept Plus, gets the Bruiser-based playstyle, and some very good stat boost. So both of these Evos were very, very good. Make sure you go on Footbin if you wanted to, and you can click on these Evos or search under the Evolutions tab for the expired Evos. Find Cake and Rash and Birthday Fullback to kind of just plan and look at what cards you'd maybe want to put into this. But both of these Evos are going to be inside of this goodie bag pack sometime this weekend in the store. And you know what? That Evo is 125K. This one's 65,000 coins. I would imagine this goodie bag is at least 200K, maybe 250,000 coins, but people will open that. That could drain some coins, and it could make some of these cards, like maybe a Ferland Mendy, since he's one of the more popular players to go into this, could make them go up a little bit on the market. He's already going up. He's 85,000 coins, and he was around 68K yesterday on Thursday at his lowest point. So maybe not invest in a card like that that's up, but that is something that is out and we'll be waiting to see in the store today. Now, here's what I want to talk about FUT birthdays, because I know a lot of you guys are invested, and I still believe that FUT birthdays will continue to rise and can continue to rise. There is a potential store pack coming today that would give a little bit of supply for both Team 1 and Team 2. And I want to just read this out right now and explain it to you. Birthday After Party Guarantee includes 1 FUT Birthday Guarantee player pick, 1 of 5. Also includes a 1 of 3 player pick that is 88 plus. Notice, this pack here does not specifically say untradeable in the text. It could be untradeable. It could be tradable. But even if this player pick is tradable, it would not make me solely want to sell my FUT birthday cards because I would be worried about that supply, right? What is the one thing we've been talking about FUT birthday cards? It is the supply that what matters, because that's why all these cards have been going up so much in price. Now they're down a little bit right now as we're going into the day today on Friday. You see McTominay's 260,000 coins. You take a look at FUT birthday Team 2 as a whole, you see Dybala's down, Pedri's down a bit, Rudiger is about 500,000 coins, and he was 550 yesterday. There's been a little bit of panic on these FUT birthday cards, but I think the panic has been more so because of the Evo leak and less because of that store pack or player pick. If that store player pick comes out at the content drop today and it is tradable, if there's more panic, buy it. That's what I'm going to say, because guys, I don't think one simple store player pick that such a small percentage of the players on this game are going to open is going to supply these cards enough that they will go down a bunch in price and people will not be evoing them, the demand, at the same amount as they're getting supplied. I think the Evo demand is going to outweigh the supply that these player picks that are in the store may bring. And I do believe if there's crashes on these cards, if there's no other supply for FUT birthdays today at the content drop, no other packs in the store, I think these cards, if they are low, would be good investments once again. Remember, Team 1 of FUT Birthday last week was low at content and absolutely exploded. It's not quite the same scenario because Team 2 is already up in price and it's invested in. But if you have these cards, if you really don't want to risk it, you could sell before the content drop today, because there still could be a few drops on these cards even after content, not related to the supply demand, but related to the Evo. If we get a really sick center mid Evo, Soboslai might drop 10, 15, 20,000 coins. There could be some panic for sure. But after that panic is over, and after we have maybe a little bit more of a drop today on these cards, because I'm sure people are going to continue to panic at least a little bit with the Evo leaks that could potentially be coming, then I do think you could see a rise later on. So I'm going to be watching these FUT birthdays very closely once again around the content drop. I wasn't planning on selling any of my FUT birthdays, but then yesterday when I had no coins, when I was going to open the 550K player picks, I actually ended up selling my McTominays. I had sold like 2 or 3 for lazies. I had sold a couple 2 days ago. Yeah, 320,000 coins. And then I had to sell the last 2 on stream yesterday because I was trying to get the coins to open that store player pick. So I have ended up selling most of my FUT birthday cards. I still have a couple on the transfer list, but not as many as I originally had. So just wanted to show that to you guys there. I did not sell in panic at all. I was selling because I was trying to get coins for that store player pick. However, now those prices have dropped a little bit. If I still had my FUT birthdays, I would be holding on to them because the prices that we got earlier in the week, McTominay for 200,000 coins, Anthony was 400K, Brahim Diaz was 50K. You're not going to see those prices again unless EA put the full team back into packs. You're not going to see those prices again. So I wouldn't be really that worried about FUT birthday cards. I'm still looking to invest even a little bit more in them if we see some panic on the market today. Also, last thing to talk about with the market would be SBC fodder. There's not going to be as many store packs, in my opinion, in terms of lightning rounds, especially tradable lightning rounds during this promo of Answer the Call. And I don't think people are going to be as interested in opening lightning rounds and store packs like these during this promo. Sure, the 550k pack from yesterday, that was crazy. And these Evo packs, that would be pretty crazy as well. But with all of these going away and with normal promos not bringing as many lightning rounds as this, I think fodder is going to be a good long-term investment once again this weekend. I know some of you guys have already invested in 89s. I mean, 89s are actually kind of up right now. If you take a look at their prices yesterday with Division Rivals rewards, they went from about 9.5K down to 8.5. I think they would go a little bit lower after the content drop today because Fridays and weekend league supply on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays always brings fodder prices down. But I think it would be a good investment once again long term, because there shouldn't be as much supply this weekend. And if I would have to shout fodder ratings that I'd like the most, I would love the 87s and the 88s once again, because that's where EA really drop a lot of our SBC requirements. I mean, last weekend, 87s were down at 3,000 coins. And what did they do this week? They went up to almost 6K. Even yesterday at Rivals, McCabe went from 5.5 down to 4.5 and is back up to almost 5,000 coins now. So I think fodder would drop after content today with a little bit of supply in the store. And I think I would get involved on bids for that longer term. Also, I think Team of the Weeks at minimum price, 10,000 coins could be a good investment later tonight too, just because I think there's still going to be a lot of SBCs that are out. Those guaranteed for birthday SBCs are still going to be there. And I mean, these cards are already about minimum price. I think you'll be able to get at least a club stock on Inforums done here pretty soon. And we will be able to make some profit on those in the next couple of days. So it's shaping up to be an interesting promo Friday today, guys. It really is. With what we just talked about with the Max 89 Center Mid Evo, with maybe the SBC for Cherokee or Trent Alexander-Arnold looking interesting, and then the cards and packs just being unique in a way, and some other new cards. Like, I'm still excited for some of the cards that are in this promo. I will be opening a few packs today, but I'm not saving that many. It still is looking interesting, that's for sure, but I think it's the Evo that is looking the most interesting. We're going to be streaming today, looking at the content drop and everything that happens, trying to make sense of the market, buying some cards here or there, shouting out some investments for you guys, and making some coins along the way, as well as seeing what sort of fun EA dropped for us on a promo Friday, answering the call, right? I wonder if the Javi Simon is going to have the answering the call. We'll have to see with the dynamic of this promo card. But let me know in the comments what you feel about this market, what you feel about this Evo today, and be watching out for the leaks, which we will discuss in the stream today. Come back here around an hour before content or on Twitch, and we'll catch you guys in the stream. Have a happy Friday, guys. If you enjoyed this one, drop a thumbs up on it. Comment below if you have any questions, and subscribe if you're new. I'll see you guys in the stream today. It's been TheFutAccountant. See you there. Peace out.